Anyways, thank you for having me on your podcast, man. I really appreciate it.
No problem. No problem. I'm always excited to chat with individuals and actors and all that good stuff.
Mm,
So
yeah,
I'm excited that you're
yeah.
here.
Well, I love talking. It sounds like you
Okay.
like talking too. Yeah, I hope you like talking. I hope you enjoy
Oh
it.
boy. Oh, I hate talking so much. Oh
Oh
my
man, you're
gosh.
in the wrong business, bro.
Oh my! I tell me about it. I figured I would just say hey, and then the guest would take over, and then I would there'd be this awkward silence, and I'd say okay, bye,
That
and
would be
then
amazing. I would love to watch that, dude. Like, yeah, like Sean Penn on. Just
exactly. Okay,
okay.
bye, and then
Uh,
that's the end of that. You know what? I feel like if Sean Penn did have a podcast, he wouldn't do a lot of talking. Yeah, that
Probably
checks out.
would. He can get away with it though, because he's Sean Penn. Like he'll make
Yeah.
it cool, and people will like be relishing it and say it's a statement, but it's not a statement. It's just a mirage of Sean Penn. He's cool. Don't get me wrong. He's an amazing
Right. Yeah.
actor, but yeah.
I feel like it's the first time you could feel somebody's facial expressions through a podcast. You're just like, oh god, he's glaring at somebody. What's going on?
Yeah.
Welcome everybody to Casting for Two, the podcast, as always hosted by me, Chris. Welcome everybody to episode number 408, 408. Like I said, I am the guy who hosts this show. And before I talk about my guest for today, what a year. I'm sure I don't have to say this, but yes, I feel like I am more than ready to say goodbye to this year, and bring in a new one. Let's call him Mulligan. I know I'm saying this pretty late, but god damn. Another thing that I've been talking about on every episode so far is the podcast rules, the golden rules. If you're going to go out, especially during this holiday time, wear a mask. Please, for God's sake, wear a freaking mask. And you know what? If you're like, hey, I see, somebody's wearing a mask, I'm going to be nice and courteous to them. Or maybe they're wearing it the wrong way. Be courteous. And if you get that information received to you that you're wearing your mask wrong, say, oh, thank you. I'm sorry. I sweat. My nose gets sweaty and it goes under. But I will, be more aware of this. So wear a mask and be kind to others. Be kind and courteous and show everybody love. It's the holidays and we all need it, all right? And that is the message. The other message I have is I have an awesome guest for today. My guest can be seen on the show AP Bio, which is on the Peacock streaming network. It's a streaming, it's just a streaming app where a lot of NBC based shows, Universal based shows and movies are going. And this gentleman is a phenomenal person. Miguel Chavez, just so much fun to chat with. An honestly phenomenal guest, and he's welcome back anytime he wants. But I'm done talking because we need to get in this episode, all right? So everybody sit back, relax, and Miguel, take it away.
Chris, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well. How about yourself?
I'm pretty good, dude. I'm digging your voice.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
you're welcome.
It's I appreciate that. It's the only voice I got.
Oh, is it? I thought you had plenty. Oh, my mistake.
Sometimes I have different voices, but
I see.
Not today. No,
In
it's
your head. Just kidding.
in my head. Yeah, no, it's been weird because yeah, I don't do any like vocal exercises or anything like that. I just answer and talk. But the past couple of podcast recordings I've done, I've just I'm talking, having a general chat, and then all of a
Right.
sudden my voice just I'm just, oh no, what's going on here?
Like during the interview, he's like, "So tell me about your career."
Yeah,
Like, oh,
what's your career? Oh, what?
yeah.
And yeah, and it's just this weird thing of, do I need to start doing vocal exercises or what? Like I don't know what's going on. So, but I don't
I don't know. It's something with you. Got to go to the doctor or something. Check that out, son.
know. Or maybe I just start having hot sauce by me and just say, it's the hot sauce.
Maybe you've been hanging out with a bunch of, and nothing against Valley girls. Maybe that's been happening to you. And their vocal fry of Valley girls, like, "Hey, how you doing?" That vocal fry is starting to permeate on you. But since you're a man and you have testosterone, it's warping into something monstrous, like a monstrosity, so to speak.
I'd be fine with that.
I want to explore this. I want to explore your
My vocal
channel.
patterns.
Yeah.
I mean, to be honest,
Be about, dude. Like,
I mean, I'd be if that was really going on, but that'd be pretty interesting. In these times that we're in, I've been hanging out with nobody, so I don't think that's true. But still, who knows? Who knows? I don't know.
I had to throw my theory out. It was wrong, but it's name of science. You know what I mean?
Exactly. And you went there, and I appreciate it. You're just looking out for me, and I
totally. I've only known you for 5 minutes and 15 seconds, as it says on Skype, and yeah, dude, I gotta look out for you, man.
I was telling my friend that the highest compliment I could pay now, since I'm getting older, the highest compliment I can pay is, he would totally be in my wedding party, and you have reached that status.
No, that's awesome. No, I'm at a place where I finally understand that compliment. Does that make sense?
Yes.
I reached that brink in adulthood where my friends are getting married, and you're just so happy to see your friends in love. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I get you.
There we go. See, there you go.
Hey.
But one thing I've been asking people is, obviously, we're in weird times right now.
Are we?
From what I hear, we are. I don't know.
Yeah.
I never went outside anyways, but still, I hear weird times.
Yeah.
But I'm just wondering, with the shelter in place and all that good stuff. Have you noticed an uptick in your creativity?
You know what? I've noticed an uptake in my health and in what I do to sustain myself when I don't have acting going on. When I was filming, COVID happened and we were shut down because of COVID. I was filming season 3 of AP Bio. I played Duarte on the show, by the way. If your guests don't know, that's like the latest introduction I've ever done in my life. I'm an actor.
Yes, and they know who you are.
Okay, cool.
It's fine.
And it was more like I don't have my job to keep me busy because I'm working long hours, as you probably know. I'm working 10-hour days. But what ended up happening was there was an uptake in my physical health. I just started working out a lot, Chris. I built the gym in my garage. It's been a lot of work doing that, but very worth it. And also just my creativity has been sustained by playing Dungeons and Dragons.
There you go. Okay.
It kind of checks off a lot of creative needs I have: storytelling, acting, taking care of my friends. 'Cause I'm the dungeon master when I play D&D. So
Gotcha.
When you're the dungeon master, you run the game, so to speak, and you guide your players through the story of the game. For a little bit of more context for your guests hearing this. So that's been helping me a lot also. But I've also been just doing monologues. For a while, I was just doing a monologue from Magnolia. It was that dramatic scene where Tom Cruise finally sees his father after like 20 years. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And just doing monologues like that just remind me of what matters with acting. And what matters with acting is that I'm not trying to chase a good performance. It's not even that I care about giving a good performance, but that I just embody whatever my character's going through.
Okay. Okay.
Does that answer your question?
It
I hope.
does. And,
Good.
so were you able, I mean, you said you were shut down, filming.
Yeah.
Um, were you able to, like, at what part were you shut down? Like, were you close to the finish line
Oh
or were
yeah,
there a
we were
couple
close to
episodes?
the finish line. One of our producers had the hindsight to try to shoot these episodes as quickly as possible due to COVID. They didn't want to
Hmm.
risk us being screwed over. So on season two, we would shoot a certain episode a week. So on season two, it was all about, okay, episode one. For this week, we only shoot episode one. But with season three, and probably with this producer's hindsight, it was like we were shooting like two different scenes from two different episodes in a week.
Mm.
Does that make sense? So we were just interchanging episodes a lot, and that ended up being a really great choice because we got to give the fans 8 out of 10 episodes of the season. We were
Oh,
we,
okay.
we only shot 8 episodes, but that's still a solid amount of content for our fans to watch.
Yeah. Yeah. It'd be funny if okay, everybody come back. We're going to finish those two scenes,
Yeah.
and then you came back and you're all jacked. Like, what the
Honestly, that's kind of what they're gonna have to deal with. To be honest, I'm not trying to toot my own horn, but like I've gained over 10 pounds of muscle. I'm not even kidding. I forget that I'm swole. Like
Yeah.
literally, because I'm not used to it. Like I'll flex, and then I'll be really happy with my results. But then I'll have like a synapse in my brain. I'm like, oh crap, that's me. You know what I mean? I'm not even kidding. It happens. Like I'll walk, like my shoulders are all bulky. I'm like, whoa, that's me. Like it happens like once or twice a week.
Yeah.
It's a vibe, but you know what? We'll let the writers
Yeah, they'll
deal,
figure
deal
it
with
out.
that. Deal with that.
Yeah, yeah, and
But
so with AP Bio, is it like continuous, or is it like, okay, now it's the end of the last episode of the season is like summer break?
kind of like it's continuous actually. I was in
Oh,
summer
okay.
break. No, it's continuous. Like Mike O'Brien, our
Yes.
creator, my boss, wonderful man. He saw a Twitter post where they were like, "What are you gonna do when these kids get old?" He's like, "I don't care. I love these kids. We're just gonna make this a really long year." So I'm sure we're good in that department. There's like no summer breaks in this.
Gotcha.
He has us in his own little Toledo world.
That's good. And you mentioned Mike O'Brien.
Yeah,
I'm a huge fan of Mike O'Brien, going back to
yeah. SNL days.
even before that.
Oh wow.
He used to do a 7 Minutes in Heaven, which was a
Yeah,
talk show. I love that web series, and it was so much fun. And then, yes, when he was on SNL, when he was a writer, and then he became,
yeah. Cast
a
member.
cast member, I was
Yeah,
just like, I love Mike O'Brien and
he's
his
funny.
voice. He's wonderful, and
Yeah, he's really nice.
I don't want to make this the Mike O'Brien show,
You
but
can.
we could. But
We made it the Chris Hernandez vocal anatomy show for the first
that's
five
true.
minutes, man. I
That's
can
fun,
feel it
and
now.
it's about time. Let me tell you, no more interviews. No, and
Yeah.
so no, I'm just wondering, what were some of the things that you've learned from him?
I think some things I've learned from him is to trust the writing
Mm,
because everyone says I'm being funny, and I think I'm a funny person. Don't get me wrong, but on the show, my character's not having a fun time. He's
hmm
off as hell. So what I learned from him is to trust the writing and trust that all I have to do is be genuine.
mm,
And what I've also learned is just it's a huge honor to be in comedy, and it's a huge honor to be considered funny by Michael Bryan. Like
yeah.
I try not to seek validation, but if anyone doesn't think I'm funny, I'm just gonna whip out the, hey, well, my boss thinks I'm funny, and he's Michael Bryan, so bro, like, what are you doing? But I think that's what I learned from him is that, and also how to run a set. I mean, I went to film school, but being on set is, I think, even more powerful.
hmm
You learn how to be on set, the nature of how a network television runs their show was a huge learning experience for me.
hmm Okay, nice, nice. And it's and it also doesn't hurt being surrounded by also other funny people, like Patton and
Oh God, yeah.
Glenn and
Paula,
Paula. Oh
Paula's
my God,
a scene stealer, man. Oh
she
my God.
she is a known killer in
Yeah,
any scene or role, movie,
yeah.
whatever. Like, she's
So,
just
so Comedy World
hilarious.
loves her, like Tina
Yeah.
Fey, they love her, and I'm sure they've been dying to see her be on television for God knows how long, and she's doing it, with this with Helen now on the show. I mean,
Yeah.
she's just so funny. Oh my God, she has so many SNL stories too. You know, you
Oh my
probably know this, but she
gosh.
was a writer on SNL for decades maybe, and she has Dan
Yeah.
Aykroyd stories back in the day. She has a lot of cocaine stories of SNL, dude. Back when SNL was gnarly. Yeah,
Yes.
they're awesome.
Oh, man. Yeah, no, I am such a huge fan of SNL, and
Yeah,
it's one of those shows that, I do watch religiously to
really.
this day, just cuz I love, I just love it. I've
Yeah,
always,
you love comedy. That's awesome.
like what's life without comedy, really?
Honestly, I love comedy so much, and when we
Mhm.
got canceled, I
Mm.
emailed Mike how grateful I am to be in a comedy and how this show made me just fall in love with comedy even more. So now
Mhm.
I totally get you. Comedy. What comedy shows are you watching right now? If you're watching any,
So,
besides
uh
SNL.
why besides this and all, yeah. Oh, I mean, it's not it's a comedy, but there's some, elements of drama and
Sure.
action, of
Yeah.
course, but Barry is just
Oh, I gotta watch that.
Barry is like it's one of those things that when I heard, oh, Bill Hader was going to play, a hitman and he's writing and directing,
Yeah.
and I was just like, of course, yeah, yeah, no
Hmm.
problem. Like I didn't doubt it for a second, and when you see it, like
Yeah. I
it's
gotta watch
it's
that.
it's great, it's funny, but also Bill Hader is so um like he'll punch you in the gut with his acting ability because
Oh, he's so
there's
good. And the Skeleton
he's
Twins, he was great.
phenomenal. Yes,
I
so
was gonna tell you. I have a story, but what's the name of the acting teacher in Barry? I forgot his name for
Henry
some.
Winkler.
Henry Winkler. Yeah. So fun fact. I used to be a tour guide at Paramount Pictures,
Oh.
and Bill Hader was filming Barry at Paramount,
Mm.
and I used to work out the gym, and I saw Bill Hader at the gym, and that dude is so tall. He
Yes.
is a tall man, like a very tall man, and like I just look at. I know how to like look at celebrities without creeping them out. Except
Right.
Joe Pesci, I actually creeped him out, but that's another story. But and then Henry Winkler, when I used to be a tour guide, Henry Winkler, he my guests saw him. My guests were from the Midwest, and
Mm.
they really knew who Henry Winkler was because they were a bit older. And he shook all their hands. He took a photo with them. He even
Mm.
shook my hand. He was a very gracious person. When you're a tour guide, I think you pick up on that because some people just shrug you off, and he was just a class act. Henry Winkler is awesome. Can I swear on this podcast?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Henry Winkler's the shit, Chris. He
Yes.
is awesome. Great man. And he's been
There's
working at Paramount forever.
oh yeah,
Like
I'm
70s. Yeah. He's been around, dude.
there's people, especially like Henry Winkler, who are aware of who they are.
Oh yeah.
Like a Mark Hamill,
Yeah.
Bruce Campbell. These actors. They're like, look, we get it. We're not going to be assholes to you because
Yeah, and they're not fighting it. They're not
no,
fighting their fame. They're not fighting
no,
their job. They get it.
they
Yeah.
they understand what they mean to people, and I think that
Yeah.
is a level that is reached when you've been in the business for a while and you're just like,
Yeah.
I get it,
Hey,
so
why fight it? Yeah.
exactly, and it must be nice to have people say, hey, I like your work, you mean a lot to
Oh
me.
yeah.
I can't
Totally.
I can't if somebody were to say that to me, I would cry. I wouldn't be like like one of these people who you hear about who are just like, fuck you. It's like,
No,
what?
man. I mean, it's a
What?
public job, and Chris, you're doing a public job also. You know what I mean? So it kind of comes with the territory.
Exactly. Yeah. But, that's fine. That's fine. So wait, so you worked at
Paramount
Paramount
Pictures. Yeah, I was a page.
a page. Okay. Okay.
Technically a page, like Kenneth the Page from 30 Rock, if people
Yeah.
know that. But I was too dumb to move up the corporate ladder, so I remained a tour guide. And I also just didn't want to move up the corporate ladder anyway because I was, getting my acting career going. I was
Mm.
hunting for agents, reps, and yeah, I remember those days. I just did a lot of tours. If you're familiar with the show, The Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt,
Mm.
that was me in tour guide form. I was just whimsical and goofy on my tours. You would have had a ball, Chris, I think.
Oh, man, yeah, you know what? And
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with, people having fun doing, a job. I think
Yeah.
that's actually very
Well,
commendable.
I'll tell you what, I hated it
Yeah.
after a while because it's just giving tours all the time.
Correct.
But once I'm on the tour, I don't hate it. I'm doing my job, and I wanted to give
Right.
my guests a good time.
What was the dumbest question somebody would ask you on
Oh
tour?
God, I don't remember. That's a great question. There's a lot of dumb questions I probably got. I got this really dumb question, not on a tour, but at a wedding. Can I tell you that one?
Yeah, absolutely.
Because like I was at my friend's wedding and she always tells people that I want to show. She's so sweet. Oh, he's on a show. Yeah, just she's proud of me
Yeah.
or whatever. And this person asked me, "Do you know Danny DeVito?"
Mm.
And my friend Hannah, because I'm a nice person, and when someone asks me something dumb, I don't think it's dumb. I was like, no, I don't. But she told me that was a dumb question. Like, how am I supposed to know who Danny DeVito is? I don't know who Danny DeVito is. No, but I used to have this joke when I was a tour guide where, if we see a celebrity, keep this in mind, folks. It's not a petting zoo. You can't go up to the
Right.
guests. You can't pet them. Except George Clooney, we have him retainer. I say something dumb
Yes.
like that, and they would
Yes.
laugh and all that. It was like 2 hours of stand-up. I was talking for 2 hours straight. It was live. Yeah.
But George Clooney would show up, right?
Oh, totally.
Okay.
He'd show up.
Because you said so you can't lie.
Oh yeah. Oh my God.
I would be that guy that was just giving you a hard time. I was promised George Clooney, and I'm not leaving this
I
tour.
would break you down with my charm, though. I think I would break you down with my throwing of jokes here, left and right, just wear you down slowly but surely.
And be like, nope. I see past your charm. I want George Clooney. Look. We don't have George Clooney. Here's Danny DeVito. Okay, fair enough. Fair trade.
Yeah. I remember this one time I gave a tour, and they wanted me to speak in Spanish, and I could do it, but when I'm under pressure, I just sound dumb and awful.
Mm-hmm.
And the only thing that saved me on that tour was that I saw Dev Patel, and this is when he was jacked for a line, walking towards us like 20 feet away, probably with his manager. He had a meeting, and I'm like, oh crap, he's coming this way. And my guests see them, and they take a photo with him, and he's like, can I get a photo with you? He's like, yeah, sure. He takes a photo with them. I take the photo. Then I go fuck off in my little golf cart because I feel small. I feel lonely next to Dev Patel. That was cool though. I mean, he was he seemed like a nice dude.
That's another one of those actors that it's so nobody. Okay, I'm gonna do something I've never done. I'm gonna confess to show that I like. I was a huge Skins fan when that first came out.
Oh yeah, man.
And Dev Patel, he wasn't that, he's this little kid on it, but it's still an enjoyable show. The first two seasons, go check it out. But I say this because now that you've been jacked, I feel like you could take on Dev Patel now.
You know what? I'll tell you what. I actually went to stunt school before I got AP Bio, and we specialize in fight choreography. And my God, then my teacher showed us a whole mixture of martial arts. And if I fight you, I mean, I'm not a fighter, but I can throw a mean punch in a kick.
You can throw fisticuffs,
Yeah, I can throw fisticuffs. I'll probably want to throw humor at you first,
Right. Too much humor.
Let me sing and dance for you.
I give up.
Yeah. What's that Cartoon Network frog? What's that one frog with the hat or whatever? And
Michigan J Frog?
Pardon?
Michigan J Frog.
Yeah, I want to do that first before I fight you.
It sounds like you have a pretty good, sense of experience in all these fields.
Yeah. You know what happened was I was in a theater company and I was just like, God dang, I gotta get out of this place if I want to be a working actor. You know how you just have to leave certain groups just to, progress in life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I left that theater company, and I found out that my old stunt coordinator was doing stunt class. I was like, I'll do that. Why not? Just because, I'm an actor, but I don't think as an actor you should limit yourself by that. Just experience life. When you're an actor, you need life to help you with your characters.
Right.
So I was doing stunts for a year. I was working as a tour guide. I was building my career as an actor. And then I got AP Bio eventually via Wendy O'Brien casting. And I also went to film school. So all these things that really shaped me as a person and have also made me a really, I hope to be a great team player on set, because I don't want to be difficult to work with. I think if I get to be on set and I'm working and I don't take it for granted. I do not take my career for granted at all.
Mm-hmm.
The last thing I want to be is an asshole, you know?
Yeah.
Like I make everyone feel loved on set, you know? Moving forward. That's what I've learned from AP Bio is that, if I had to do this again, I want to be, not that I was a douchebag, but I want to be more welcoming, more heartwarming. I want to just make everyone feel loved and respected and happy to be working. That's what I'm moving forward.
Yeah. I think that is so important, it's just such an important attitude to have, especially, somebody who, is, developing your work ethic and your career, that's going to take you so much farther. Like, you know what? Let's get Miguel. Yeah, he's jacked. He's done stunt school, but you know what? He's not an asshole. Like, sign me up. Let's.
That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what, it's like I see people that make mistakes that are like they're douchebags or they their ego got in the way. And I have enough awareness to be like, okay, I want to work. Like I'm terrified of making a mistake like that fucks me over.
Right.
So also like I can't do that. If I see that, I just like run away from it quickly. Oh, me being nice does it? Okay, I'll be nice. It's also like I want to work, and why would I want to be nice anyway? It's just be nice.
Right. It takes so much more energy to be an asshole. It's just like, well,
and it hurts.
Yeah.
When I do it hurts. When I've been mean to people, and I've been really mean at times, it hurts. But I've learned. But yeah, it just hurts. I don't want to hurt.
So the whole reason of this podcast was to find out your greatest weakness, and now it's being hurtful. So now that I know how to destroy you.
I have plenty of weaknesses, but you found one, Chris. I have
the main one. That's all.
You found the main one. Yes, you did.
You got my zombie voice, which I didn't want to say anything earlier, but it's my weakness now.
One, dude. I have your weakness. We're rivals, equal rivals now.
Finally.
We got to pitch this to Paramount or some studio.
Somebody. We'll get Henry Winkler. You know what? We'll just go outside of like a 7-Eleven and just start pitching the idea.
Oh God, yeah.
Chances are there's going to be some, no offense, Quibi executive being like, I need a job. I need a job.
I think didn't Quibi get shut down? Unfortunately,
they did. Yeah.
It's a shame. They really were. It was a good concept.
They shot for the moon, and that's there's nothing wrong with that.
They should try again, though. I think that type of production process is still very viable. They just gotta do it again. Better,
Yeah, I mean, look at freaking Vine, how popular that was, and then it went crashed and burned, and then TikTok rose up, and now that's even bigger, and it's just like, wait, what? So I don't know.
Are you on TikTok?
No, I'm too old.
Ask me if I'm on TikTok.
Are you on TikTok?
No, I'm not either. No.
There you go. Congratulations.
Thank you.
You say that, but the time this episode goes up, you're gonna have a TikTok account.
Probably. I mean, I'm not opposed to putting myself out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, but not right now. It's a creative process that doesn't come naturally to me, but it does to teenagers. You know what I mean?
Right.
And some certain older people, and I gotta practice. Yeah.
You got to get. You know what? That's your next goal once all this is lifted, or you can do online classes. TikTok 101. Just start signing up. Start signing up.
Yo, if I get a discount, if I sign someone else up, I'll send you a link.
Yeah, send me a link. Out of courtity, I'll get you that free month or whatever.
Thank
you.
Yeah,
right.
Imagine it's like a freaking 12-year-old that's teaching it, or some 16-year-old. Oh, God.
Yeah, some rich TikToker that has this giant mansion, and you're just like...
Yeah, and they critique my twerking, because that's like a huge staple of TikTok is these teenagers that are being overly sexual, and I'm like, oh my God, we're all sexual beings. I'm sure. I mean, you're a teenager, you're discovering your body, but that's a lot. That was even for that age, you know what I mean? You're getting exposed to that even quicker.
And it's out in the public, that's
my kid doing that. Oh God, I would cry.
No, this was something I suffered with quietly. I'm just like, no, I don't want to talk about it, and at least I didn't have to go online and show it off or anything. No, never. But
I'm so happy I didn't have TikTok in high school, because I was like an emo, socially awkward kid, and if I posted that stuff on TikTok, I think it would be ripe for media humiliation.
Right.
Oh
All
my
right,
God.
man. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. I am also too grateful when I got into social media,
Yeah.
being an older person and just being like, I don't have any embarrassing things, from my past pop up because it's like, I don't know. What are you watching? SNL? SNL was
Well,
great.
hey, what do you think of that one sketch, the boy sketch where those like the two SNL members are like teenage boys or kids and they're like kick each other's asses and like the host comes in and hoses the kids. You remember that sketch by any chance?
I don't. Do you remember who the host was?
James McAvoy was one of them. So they're all sitting
Oh.
on the couch and they hear their kids upstairs.
Uh-huh.
That's two other SNL members and these two
Right.
dudes, and they come down and they're like fighting, and then James McAvoy grabs a hose and hoses them. I have to send you a link to it. It's really funny. I'm sure you've
Yeah.
seen it.
For
Yeah.
some reason my brain is not piecing together James McAvoy hosting SNL. I know he has just because it's
Liev
James
Schreiber
McAvoy.
did the sketch too. I think that's how you pronounce his name. Liev. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That sounds, yes, I remember him
Yeah.
vividly. Yeah, okay. Okay. That makes sense. Um, but yeah, I'm curious.
Please.
I've been enjoying our chat.
Me too.
This is
This
the
was
part though.
great.
Well, it's gonna stop. Full stop here.
Oh
Where
no.
we're gonna get serious. We're gonna get dark. We're gonna cry.
Yay. Let me go
Uh,
find it.
I'm bringing up past repressed memories. I'm
Oh,
just
bro, I had
wondering.
those. Oh my God.
Well, here we go. We're getting into it.
Hey.
No, I love a good fail story, and
Oh,
I'm
I got plenty.
wondering, I'm wondering if you have a bad audition fail story.
Yeah, I have a few actually. My very first audition ever was for this commercial.
Hmm.
I think my first manager got for me, and she was fucking awful, and I dropped her.
Mm.
And I didn't know how to slate. I didn't even know what a slate was. A
Yeah.
slate, or yes, I don't know what that is. A slate is when, like, before you audition, you say to the camera, "Hi, my name is Miguel Chavez. I'm 5'7", and I'm from Rancho." So just info like that for the casting.
Yeah.
And it was a commercial audition. I was being too much with everything. I was overacting, and I didn't know what a slate was. And he cut off my slate. We both knew it sucked. Actually, I had a really bad audition. I remembered like 3 weeks ago for a commercial. I usually do good in commercials, but this time I just sucked. It was a Cheeto commercial,
Mm.
and me and the dude that was the guy that was running it, we were chatting. We got along well, and then after the commercial, we both just couldn't look at each other in the eye because it sucked. We both knew it sucked.
Yeah.
I just had to get out, Oh man, yeah, I've had a handful of crappy auditions, but I handle them well now. I've been auditioning for a long time, so I have my own process I go through to just handle it well. I have enough perspective to not beat myself up so much.
Yeah, and just delete it from your memory bank until your mortal enemy tells you to talk about it again.
Oh yeah, I know, but it's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. Oh man, what a time.
Nice. But for people at home who would like to keep up with everything that you're doing online,
Yeah.
subscribe, get that TikTok number up, all that good stuff. Where can they do all that?
They can find me on Instagram at Miguel Chavez himself. No fluff, no asterisks or symbols or whatever the fuck people put on their usernames. Just Miguel Chavez himself. That's where I'm at.
There we go. Miguel, thank you so much for the wonderful chat. Anytime you want to come back, man, just say the word.
Oh yeah, Chris, I'd love to. And if you ever do like some sort of like themed podcast, like we're gonna be talking about, I don't know, SNL. We're talking about this. Bring me on, dude. We'll chat about it.
Oh my gosh, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. That'd be great.
You
man.
just planted an interesting seed in my head. How dare you?
I'm watering the seed right now with alkaline water.
Oh no. But man, I'll let you go and continue to have fun, but stay safe and stay healthy. All right.
Likewise, I wish you much health and happiness, man.
Thank you. Thank you.
Show.
Of course. Have a good rest of your day.
Bye.
Bye.